Every content marketer dreams of creating content that stays fresh forever, and they want more and more people coming toward their content. But this dream doesn't come true in most cases because if you don't take care of the content, it will expire one day or another. But this is not the case with evergreen content, which is the topic of our video today. We'll talk about why more marketers should create evergreen content and what benefits does it bring for them. We'll also share some tips with you that will help you create evergreen content. So for those of you who are new to content marketing, let me explain what evergreen content is. Basically, the content you create is of two types. Either it's the news content, also known as viral content, or it's evergreen content. The news content is the content that gets viral at the moment, and then when the trend ends, it dies out. So if we look at the graph of the popularity of this content, it would look like a skyscraper. It starts with 0 engagement, and then it gets viral and reaches the peak of its engagement, and then when the trend ends, the graph decreases and reaches the x-axis. So in easier terms, it's the kind of content that stays relevant for only a few days, and after that people stop bothering about it because they don't need that kind of information anymore. But on the other hand, evergreen content is stable and sustainable. This kind of content stays relevant forever if you keep maintaining it. The benefit that marketers get from this kind of content is in the form of steady traffic on consistent basis. So to conclude it, evergreen content has a huge traffic potential that brings more and more visitors toward your content, and it helps both the creator and the viewer. If you look at the graph of evergreen content, the engagement starts with a line parallel to the x-axis, and then it grows toward the y-axis. And since the traffic is consistent, the graph goes on increasing. Every niche has different type of topics that people always search for. Topics that people are generally interested in all the time. For example, if we talk about the evergreen topics in the content marketing industry, the most viewed content includes tips, how-to content, listicles, and product reviews. So if you create content and include these keywords in it, people are more likely to come and view your content because things like how-to content and tips never grow old. But the key here is to keep on refreshing your content according to your need and keep on removing obsolete information from your content. Similarly, if you create content in some other niche, you can find evergreen topics and create your content around them. Now the question is how to find out the topics in your niche that are going to stay fresh forever. When you're searching for evergreen content, the first caution is to stay away from trendy topics. One way is to research what your competitors are doing, what topics are they targeting, and which of their content is performing well. You can do all this in AHREFS. Research your competitors in AHREFS, find their best performing articles, and look at its search volume. This will tell you if this keyword has enough search potential or not. And if it does, go for it and create evergreen content on this topic. You can also search for related keywords and add them in your content pool so that you have enough topics for a week or so to create content in the future. Because you don't do keyword research and competitor analysis every day. So even if you do succeed on creating evergreen content, but you don't maintain it or add updated information in it, it's going to get outdated. So what's required of you is to keep your content fresh and update it regularly. So let me share some tips with you that you should definitely follow to keep your content fresh and evergreen. Your ranking on a search engine like Google reflects the health of your content. So if you see that Google is dropping your ranking, it means that while the topic of your content is still evergreen, your content, however, is not. So you need to add recent technologies, case studies, and research studies in your content to restore it. So that when someone comes to your article and starts reading it, the moment they see the most recent case study in your article, they'll know that you maintain your content fully well. To keep an eye on your content, you can use any rank tracking tool to check out the ranking of your content. The most powerful rank tracking tools are SEMrush, Moz, and Rank Tracker. Let's say you have an evergreen campaign for your best performing content. The purpose of creating an evergreen campaign is to reshare your best content with your audience on social channels or email again and again so that nobody misses it. But do you think it's okay to share some old content with your audience without even touching it? If you think you can do that, you're wrong, because this again means that your content is old even if your topic is evergreen. I wrote an article with a list of top 70 email marketing influencers to follow in 2019. I wrote it back in the November of 2018. We got a huge response from this article, and since the topic is evergreen and quite popular in the email marketing industry, people are always going to search for the email marketing influencers to simply get in touch with them or to get inspired by their methods and their techniques. So the search volume for this keyword is not reducing. But in order to share this article with my audience in 2020, I need to update it a little bit and search for any new email marketers that I could add on my list. Or I could contact all the people in the list and ask for any new publications that they've made which they want me to mention in my article. So when I'm about to reshare this article with my audience, they'll see that it has some valuable information that they could use in the upcoming years as well. ContentStudio is all about making a marketer's life easy and of course help them get the best results of their content marketing campaigns. So if you want to recycle your best content on your social and blog channels, there is a whole automation recipe for you using which you can project your content and increase engagement on it. All you have to do is either manually create your post or add a bulk CSV file in the system. You can also create variations of your content here and schedule a single post with different captions just so that it doesn't look repetitive. Then you can either select a custom time schedule for your evergreen posts, or you can set them on a regular interval basis and set your campaign for automated posting on your selected social channels.